This video covers entering ship log data into the Offshore Navigation VBA program. For this one, I have already created a workbook for a voyage from Madeira to Bermuda. So now I need to start entering data as we're ready to depart. Before we depart, the first thing I want to do is enter in ship data. To do that, I type in the name of my vessel, Sarah. Now, I've already created and saved this ship data in a previous use of the program, so I can just do import. Otherwise, it's a good idea to document all of the particulars on the ship in the program. So I just click Import Ship Data. The program's going to warn me that I last saved it with an old version. That's not normally a problem, so I'll say Import anyway. Yep. And here's all the particulars, especially the metrics on my vessel, Sarah, including the MMSI and documentation number, something that's usually useful to have as a reference and maybe as a printout when arriving in a port. But we're now ready to depart, so let's go to the ship log and start to enter data. The first thing I need to do on the right side of the form is fill out the voyage information. Although this is not absolutely necessary for a ship log, it's just a good idea and helpful to have it. And especially in this case, I've actually created a route from Madeira to, from Calheta to St. George's. So I click on that and activate it. And one of the things it does is it fills in the departure and destination port information for me. I don't have to do that. So now we've actually departed from Calheta, and I need to make a log entry to record our departure. So I need to first enter the log entry type. You have to specify a log entry type in order to enter any data, new data into the ship's log. This is a fix. The type of fix is, I'm calling this one a chart item, where we've just passed the sea buoy off the harbor entrance, and the reason for the log is our departure. I'll set the date. This was actually some time ago, back in 2007, and it was on May 15th. So now I've set the departure date. The time was 12:20 Greenwich. Our latitude on departure was 32 degrees 42.1 minutes north, and we're at a west longitude, so I need to enter that as a negative value, and that sea buoy was at 17 degrees 11.6 minutes west. Our course on departure was 300 degrees, and our speed was 5.5 knots. Now, in this video, I'm not going to enter log data into the form, that is the distance traveled from a recording log, but that's probably a better means of maintaining a DR position than trying to enter an average speed between log entries. I'm also, in this case, not going to enter any pressure or temperature values or apparent wind speed. I do want to make a comment for the log. Just say that we are departing Calheta Marina. That's pretty much it. Oh, and the other thing I want to do is I'm recording engine and generator time. So I've set the engine on. So I save that entry. And now we have our first log entry. I can show the calculation form. It shows our ship position from the log and that this was a fix. The rest of the run since last log obviously is going to be blank because this is the first log entry. The run in the last 24 hours is going to be blank because we haven't gone 24 hours. However, with an active route, you can see the course and distance to our destination in Bermuda. It's 2,400 miles away. We've got a long way to go. Later that afternoon, we were able to turn the engine off and start sailing as we moved out of the the lee of Madeira. So now I want to enter another log entry to record that, and this is going to be a dead reckoning. And in this case, I'm going to use the other category. It's the same date, but now the time is 1846. Notice that you don't enter latitude and longitude for the DR. The program's going to calculate that. Our course at this time had changed slightly to 280, and we were making 7.2 knots. Now I go up here and just click the engine off. I don't need to add comments to that effect because the log will record that. So I save that entry. We continued sailing away from Madeira. However, the next day I did have to turn on the generator. And since I want to record engine and generator time, I'm going to make another DR log entry for that. It's the following day, so now I don't have to use the calendar form to enter the date. I just click the up arrow to the 16th of May, and the time was 09:30 the following morning. Our course at that time had gone to 270, and our speed was about 6.7 knots. Now I click the generator on button and save that log entry. If I now go with several log entries in the log right now, you can see our last DR entry, and the program has calculated our latitude and longitude based on the courses and speeds entered in the log entries after our departure fix. Since we now have a run since the last log entry, it says we're averaging 6.7 knots as we entered, and we covered 98 miles in that time, and it was 14.7 hours since that log entry. Normally I would be recording log entries on an hourly basis or even more frequently, but for the purpose of this video I cut out a lot of them. Okay. It also tells us our distance made good towards the destination. We made 98.7 miles, and the DMG ratio is 1, which means we're heading straight for our destination. Now it's several weeks later, and we have arrived in Bermuda. And we now have a large number of log entries available to us. The last of which was our fix when we tied to the customs dock in St. George's. So the voyage is over and the log is complete. At this point in time, I might like to make a printout of the ship's log. So I go to the reports page in the ship log tab. It is filled in with the starting and ending dates that have been entered into the log. If I only wanted a portion of the log, I could change these. We didn't record pressure and temperature, so I don't want to add that. I think I do want to add a signature line, and since we recorded engine and generator operation, I want to include those in the printout. Then I click the print ship log and the process begins. And here's the ship log that would be printed out. This is in the Excel preview, print preview page. But you can see that the DR positions that were calculated, the times of each of the entries, and up here there's information on the ship, and at the bottom of the page, I can get down there. There. Oops. It's making it difficult for me. Anyway, there's a signature line at the bottom of the page. You'll have to trust me on that. And that's how you enter ship log data into the Offshore Navigation VBA program.